In this digital version of the Introduction to Cells lesson, students will engage in activities and a reading passage online using a digital interactive science notebook built through Google Slides. The table of contents is preloaded with all of the activities in the lesson. There are additional spots where you can add your own activities if you would like to add additional activities at the end of the lesson. In the first part of the lesson, students will engage in a card sorting activity. They can manipulate the view that they see by pulling up the directions at the bottom and then closing it so that they have more workspace. When you pull up, you'll notice that there are items on the left-hand side. This is their card sort. They're going to take these items and click and drag them into the category where they believe they belong. After they have done that, they'll answer the questions on the right-hand page. There are clearly defined areas for students to put their responses, so they just need to click into that area and type their responses. There are two different makerspace alternatives set up depending on your instructional model situation. You can use these both in the classroom in a situation where you may not be able to let kids interact as much. You can let kids do these at home and share them online, and you can do it without using any materials at all. So in the first alternative, this is more of a traditional makerspace model, where students will be given items and be asked to create a model. This is something that students could do individually or as a group. There's some modifications outlined in the teacher guide that's part of the preview file, where you can see some different alternatives to doing this if working in groups isn't going to be a situation that will work for you. When students have built their models, they will capture a picture of the model and upload it and insert it into this box here. Then they will answer the 3 questions on the right-hand side. If, for whatever reason, creating the models isn't an option for you based on your instructional model that you're using, there's this alternative assignment. And you'll notice that both of the slides have pages 3 and 4 on them, so you can delete the slide that you're not going to use. In this version, students will collect a portfolio of pictures from online. So they're going to search online for different cell models and cell images. They can be artistic renditions, they can be pictures of models that people have built. They're going to find those images, they're going to find 4 of them, and then copy and paste them onto their portfolio page. And then they're going to add a caption that shows where they got the picture from and what the picture was supposed to represent. Then again, they're going to answer the 3 questions on the right-hand side. All of this is to start students thinking about whether or not cells look the same, and then eventually whether or not they function the same. Finally, students will engage in a reading passage. The reading passage has been set up so that students can take notes, outline, and highlight as they're reading. They can take notes by creating text boxes in the margins. They can highlight with these highlight bars that are at the bottom. So the highlight bars can be moved to highlight a section of text. They can change the size if they need to. And if they need to highlight more than one item, they can control copy, control paste, and then they'll have another bar where they can highlight something else. They can also use the line function and underline different passages throughout their reading. All of this is so that they can take notes that will stay as part of their interactive notebook that they can refer back to in later lessons. Finally, after doing their reading and having a class discussion, taking a look at different cells online and thinking about what's living and what's not living, they're going to use all of that information and put together a note-taking guide here. Again, there are very clearly defined areas where students will write into the boxes. And then lastly, there's a blank slide where the formatting has been kept, but you can delete it if you're not going to use it, or you can copy it and add additional slides to add your own activities into the lesson. I hope you find this helpful. Thanks for watching.